Um, Everybody's resiliency, just to be able to fight through everything that we were going through, off the court stuff, on the court stuff. I think everybody collectively, who was ever on the court, all played together and just played hard for each other, and that's all you can really ask for out of a group of guys. And I just was glad I was a part of it.
Of everything that happened, from the injuries to the trade to things we probably don't even know about, what was the most difficult part about this season?
I think just the injuries. You got a couple guys missing 25 games, guys, Kyrie getting hurt. I feel like everybody that played on that finals team last year got hurt at some point during this season. So I think that was probably the hardest to deal with throughout the season. And I feel like if we don't get hurt, obviously the season's different. But it is what it is. You can't really get mad at it, but obviously just try to get healthy this summer and just try to get better.
With the weight of the noise that came after the trade, how can you just being in that room, how can you describe what that was to bear and how you guys helped each other cope through that?
Obviously it was tough. It was tough for everybody, but I think for us, just being together, all of us, it brought us closer. Everybody started playing harder, playing for each other, and at the end of the day, you knew every time you were on the floor, you had 4 other guys out there that were playing for each other and just wanted to win. And I feel like the trade made us closer as a unit, and we just obviously will cherish those relationships forever.
PJ,
Go ahead.
Was there a turning point moment post-trade where things started to feel more and more positive?
It really just comes down to how we looked at it. We weren't going to look at anything from the past. We were just looking about how we can move to the future. There's a lot of things that we couldn't control, and we were just focused on the things we could control. And that's how we were able to, stay mentally positive, which is, hard to do in this time frame.
PJ, you're a leader for this team. I mean, you grew up here. You understand, the Mavericks franchise. What is the pathway to things just being normal again, look like?
Winning. Winning puts smiles on everybody's faces. At the end of the day, obviously everybody knows that it's a long season, tough season, but we're very confident in the group we have and the people we have here. We've got some high character guys that all want the same goal, and that's obviously to get to the finals and win. So at the end of the day, that's all our focus, and we can't wait to have a great summer and come back stronger.
What are your priorities off season, both of you, personally and professionally?
Take time off, making sure that, mentally everything is good, making sure that, when it comes to playing basketball, I can do whatever I can at 110%, not have to worry about anything else and just try to pour all my focus and energy into it.
I'd say just being able to see my kids grow up a little bit more and just being around them this summer, hug them, just be there for them, and just try to stay in touch with my teammates and just keep building our relationships and obviously just try to get better.
Kind of going off of that, for young athletes that are also getting into their off season, what advice would you give to them about how to approach an off season to get better?
You got to focus on your body. Take the time that you have. Focus on the things the little nagging injuries, the little nagging things that, to take the little time, take the little details just to get rid of. No matter if it's more stretching, more time in the pool, more time on the table with a massage therapist, just doing what you need to make sure your body and mind is right.
You've seen pretty much everything in 2 years. You've seen the best of times, and you've seen this year. What have you learned about? Hey, there's a lot of luck involved in here, and you got to take care of business. But sometimes fate lends a hand, or sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, just going through all this adversity is going to make us stronger because you can't continuously succeed without failing. You got to be able to fail to succeed. So knowing that, we've been to the top of the mountain and now we're at the bottom. It's just going to take us to come together as a team, coming together as one, so that we can be able to climb the mountaintop and get back to who we know we are.
Nico talked about how for 2.5 quarters we saw a championship caliber team. AD, Kyrie, everyone was out there. What is the confidence and feeling about when this current roster is whole, what the potential is?
I think that pretty much just summed up our season, what you just said, how we only seen it for 3 quarters, but I think it's going to be amazing. When you put those pieces on the floor together, I think they all going to work really well together. Obviously, we have some talented guys, and we all want the same thing, and everybody's hungry, everybody works, and everybody's coming here and is serious about their craft each and every day. So like I said, I'm super excited for the summer. Can't wait to get better. Obviously, get guys healthy and start making a push to where we want to be.
When he talks about defense being the focus and the philosophy of that being the force behind the trade, can you see how things can be better than they were last year?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't win last year. I mean, it's not like we won the finals. At the end of the day, everybody who's always played basketball knows you have to play defense to win. So at the end of the day, I feel like we can be one of the best defensive teams next year. We have some of the best shot blockers in the game right now, and it makes my job easier, all the guard job easier, just sending them to guys like that. So we have the sky's the limit for us, and like I said, it's just about building chemistry and just being together.
Dereck, there was a report that there were some disagreements about your ankle at the time when it happened, and then coming back to that. Can you just speak to the frustration involved when you're trying to get answers and you're trying to get back, and just behind the scenes with that whole process, what you were dealing with at that time?
It was really just waiting for results. Waiting for it takes time for after you get scans for it to come back. So just sitting in that gray area, that time waiting is kind of just it's uneasy. I feel like that's just really what it came down to. But whenever it came down to finally getting the results, it was no brainer of everybody making a collective decision. I feel like everybody, there's opinions X, Y, and Z, but we all stayed together. We all were leaning on each other, and we all made a decision based off of how we all collectively felt.
Dereck, what were your takeaways from the minutes that you had alongside Anthony Davis in the two big lineups, and how beneficial will full training be for you guys?
Just having time to just understand, how he views the game, what spots he wants to get to, how he wants to score the ball, and just how I can make the game easier for him. No matter if it's me ducking in to give him a couple of possessions off, or making everybody on the same 3-on-1 spacing so that we can be on the same page.
PJ, throughout your career, you've been pretty durable in terms of injuries. How frustrating was this year for you, kind of coming in, coming out?
Super frustrating, and I don't think I've ever missed this many games ever in my life. So I think just me this summer, I just want to be able to work on my body to where I feel like I can sustain a bunch of stuff and just come back stronger next year. Obviously, it was a tough season last year, and just to be able to play a lot of basketball from getting here, obviously last February to now. I just think I need to rest for a little bit and then just get back stronger.
PJ, you mentioned spending time with your kids this summer. They see you put in the work day in and day out, but as they get older, how will you explain what it takes to dedicate yourself to your craft?
Bringing them with me. I just think, for me, I just want to show them by example. Each and every day I get up, even if I don't want to, and just come in the gym and just try to get better and work on my craft, and just show them hard work, and just try to instill in them work ethic, and just letting them know that everything around me is mine, and y'all gonna have to one day get it by yourself. So, yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.